So, Mark, your favorite pizza place in Las Vegas, Evil Pie, has announced the spiciest pizza. I know you just ate the spiciest like gummy bear in the world. Didn't you just do that challenge? So, are you ready to take on this pizza?
Yeah, I did. It's the world's hottest gummy bear. Please give it the proper, what it deserves. Yeah, so that was what was it, 9 million Scoville or whatever it's called level. Yeah, the Reaper sauce or Carolina Reaper. I think it's 2 million. So this would be nothing. I mean, I did the gummy bear. I could do this pizza easy. What do you think?
I mean, it's called the Reaper Pizza. It's made with Hot Willy habanero base, Carolina Reaper oil. So that's what's giving it its heat. Then red pepper infused mozzarella, sliced habaneros, and chorizo. It all sounds good. I actually wouldn't mind having this without the Carolina Reaper.
And then they light it on fire.
But I mean, the big thing is, will it taste frozen and nasty like the last time we ate at Evil Pie? That's my concern.
That's true. Like they let me down big time last trip. And you know what I was really upset about in the video is that back area bar was open, and I've been there 3-4 times, and it's never been open whenever I've been there. So I was very jealous that some people got to sit at that back bar.
Yeah, it's that back bar area is nice. Hopefully they have the bathrooms handy for everyone. Mark, we have a lot of news to cover. Earlier this week, we already did a show where we covered tons of news, including Mirage's quote-unquote death date, the date that it's most likely going to switch over from MGM Resorts to Hard Rock. We'll cover some updates a little bit later on, but make sure to check out that video from earlier in the week because we had a ton of news that we covered. But just after we recorded that, we found out that Tilman Fertitta has taken a 6% ownership stake in Wynn Resorts. Now, Wynn Resorts, they have their properties in Vegas, obviously in Boston as well, but their big business is in Macau, and they've been struggling their stock, everything because of all the stuff going on in China. But he took a 6% stake. He's now the second biggest stakeholder behind only Elaine Wynn, who is Steve Wynn's spouse, who co-founded the company with him, and they've been divorced. Steve Wynn divested himself completely, so he owns none of Wynn Resorts. And this comes right after Tilman Fertitta said he's going to build a brand new strip casino on the South. We covered that a couple weeks ago. So this guy owns Landry's, all the Golden Nuggets, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, the Houston Rockets, tons of casinos, and now he's taking an interest in Wynn.
Yeah, and I find this interesting. Maybe he's doing like some day trading and trying to buy cheap and sell high, and then build his Cosmo knockoff, his Silver Nugget. With the profits. I don't know, or a long-term investment. I'm not sure. It just seems. Doesn't it kind of seem weird that somebody that owns a casino can own a part of another casino brand? I know it's, a public company and all that, but it just seems kind of strange.
It is strange. My only thoughts are, could we be moving towards some sort of a merger or a buyout? I don't know. This is completely, speculative, but his holdings in Wynn are $403.3 million as of the day they disclosed it. So it's a significant investment, 6% in Wynn Resorts. Their stock is way down because of all the Macau stuff. And, long term, I think most people think that it will rebound pretty well. So it could just be a good value opportunity. But certainly it's going to create some synergy. He's going to have more say than just about any other shareholder as far as at least a voice in Wynn going forward. And then, yeah, as you say, he owns this big gaming company, building another strip property. Maybe his eye is eventually integrating those things. I don't know. That's complete speculation. But he definitely is going to become... There you go. The Wynn Nugget on the South Strip, coming to the South Strip. No doubt Tilman Fertitta, though, is a big player. He's trying to outdo his cousins from Station Casinos with all their properties that they're building. So
yeah, I mean, if he wants to be a player and win, or if it was a combination, it would be kind of interesting to see, because Steve Wynn's gone, and that was kind of the visionary of that company. So I do think that's a void that has been filled, keeping it going, kind of like Apple with Tim Cook. I don't know if I'm going to upset Apple people, but he's not Steve Jobs coming out with new, unique stuff. He's just trying to fine tune what was already there and make as much profit as possible. So maybe another visionary stepping in, if that were the case. I don't think it will be, but if it were, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about this. Do you think he's going to make a move? Just a good investment? Does this change things given his recent announcement of that South Strip casino? Let us know down in the comments. Now let's talk Formula One. The tickets went on sale earlier this week for American Express cardholders. As we're recording this, the tickets went on sale for those people that paid the $777, and then the public sale will be November 5th. Tickets went really, really quickly. Those $500 tickets were for standing room only, and it went up from there. So imagine, not a great value. Also not a great value are hotel prices. This week, we finally saw Caesars and MGM released their prices. Circa did too. Are you looking forward to spending $700 a night to stay at the Excalibur?
I had some people that did the Amex early thing, and by the time they got in, there's only $2,000 tickets or $2,500 tickets. I can safely say that I hate Formula One already. Like, it's just, the prices are insane. The hotels, what they're charging. Some aren't, like Caesars isn't even going to let you cancel. So you book and you're locked in for $2,000. During COVID, like, let's happen. What if you get sick? What, are you just going to eat that $2,000, $2,500? That's nuts. I kind of hate everything about this. The way that they're trying to dictate what people do on the strip or what they build or when they build. They can move on, I think.
So yeah, let's talk about some of these prices. So as I said, Excalibur is crazy, but it gets crazier from there. Bally's $849 a night. Caesars Palace $1,719 a night. As you point out, all of Caesars properties are non-refundable bookings with the full amount due up front. So you're not only you're gonna pay that money now, and then you can't cancel.
Interest-free loan for a year. Cool.
Planet Hollywood $1,329. The Rio. The other thing that they're doing is they're not letting you book Friday, Saturday night. So you have to book Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So they're getting an extra night out of you. So for instance, the Rio for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, $959 a night, which comes to $3,284 for 3 nights at Rio. Insane. Flamingo $899. Gross. Yeah, of course, as you would expect, Bellagio and Aria both $1,700. Delano $1,500. The Luxor was the cheapest one I could find, $653 a night to stay at the Luxor during that weekend. I have to think that prices are going to come down. I know that it's going to be crazy. You have to think they're just pricing at their highest point, right? Where they think maybe they'll get a little bit of money. If they can't fill up the hotels, I would hold out for a better rate personally, especially, and definitely don't book non-refundable.
Yeah, I think that's the shady part of all this with Caesars going non-refundable is they're going to get all the people that are super amped about it or just don't care about money really, or coming with a group of people, like 5 people going to cram into a room type of thing. And they're going to grab that money up front and then they'll probably lower them. And I have to imagine it's not going to be as hot of an item as they think it's going to be. So I think, a couple weeks out, it might even get cheaper than we'll see in a couple months. And then, all these people are stuck with paying 3 times as much as somebody that came in late, which I think is just terrible. And so Caesars and so Vegas. I don't know. Like I said, Formula One, go away. I don't need you.
Now, to their credit, MGM does allow cancellations. Circa allows it, and Circa only makes you book the Friday and Saturday.
Circa's like 10 miles away.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is these are just the base prices, right? So if you wanted to try to get like a room that has a view of some sort, like a strip view, so you could potentially see the cars from your room, now you're talking even more money than that. These are just the rooms with the worst views. So yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah, what's a Cosmo balcony gonna go for?
Yeah,
that you can see the race from. That'd be insane.
Yeah, I mean, $10,000. I don't know. The Cosmo is in a separate reservation system. They haven't released rooms yet, so we'll see. But it's gonna be. I would put it above where you see Bellagio, which is at $1,700 for the cheapest room. So I think you're looking for a balcony that with strip views, $3,000 plus a night would be my guess for their initial pricing. But we'll see that. Formula One's having their launch party this Saturday, November 5th on the Strip. They've already been practicing for it. Like, there's been videos someone sent us on Twitter of the Formula One car racing down the Strip, which looks really cool. I think they're going to do a formal show on November 5th. They'll have this whole fan event and then a drone show above Caesars Palace at 6:30 p.m. And they're going to introduce the drivers at 6:45. So a whole day of festivities from 11 a.m. on to 11 p.m. where they even have an after party. So Formula One's weekend, big time here. The tickets do go on sale on Saturday. They're going to have this big fan event, everything else. So at least that's really neat if you're sick of it. And then you don't have to hear anything about it for 11 months.
I don't know. It just sounds like they're going to try to do Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift on the Strip with a car.
I mean, did you see that video? They basically did. So, I mean, it's cool, but it's going to just cause havoc. I wouldn't go down to the Strip this Saturday unless...
I'm not on board. I'm all out.
All right, well...
Can I throw some more shade on it? Can we fit any more in? I don't know.
I'm moving on.
Is Chris Angel going to drive one of these cars? Is that the shade we need? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Chris Angel would do a fantastic job in his
He'd make it vanish and finish last place.
All right, so Mirage, we have a couple updates on what we talked about. Obviously, that was leaked information saying that Mirage name would change to Hard Rock on December 18th and that the sale would close then. It does seem like the sale is still going to close then. MGM's official guidance is it'll happen before December 31st sometime, so that holds up.
Weird.
Yeah, but they did clarify earlier, and we had covered this a few weeks ago. This is why it was all confusing, as I talked about on the last show. Hard Rock does have 3 years to use the Mirage name, so it'll be a slow transition, and they may be all the way until they build a guitar tower. We don't know how exactly the name change is going to happen, but we did learn a few other things. First off, if you have a comp booked at Mirage, it's going to be honored. So it'll be honored under new Hard Rock management, whatever you have booked. So good for that. And the other thing that they announced in this fact is that Hard Rock will be, with their Unity program, will be matching status to MGM players. So we don't know if they'll match to other programs. Hopefully they will. But Hard Rock has their national Unity program. It seems like that's what's going to launch here. And you'll get matched from MGM status. So that's really good too. So just a quick update on that. Also, the final thing, Mark, is they say in this question, is the volcano going away? They say there are no plans to get rid of the volcano at this time, but that's MGM saying that. We don't know when the date will be. I expect, as I've said before, Hard Rock will give us some notice.
Yeah, that was a weird, giving us hope and then taking it back. But no, I for the status matches, always remember that you can go to Atlantic City and do status matches at Hard Rock there if you want to take advantage of their status. So I imagine they would do something similar in Vegas, although Atlantic City loves status matches quite a bit more than Vegas, so who knows there.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Hard Rock has different loyalty programs for some of their casinos, but they're moving towards this national Unity program. It seems like that will be the program they launch based on that information, but the day that Hard Rock takes over, the new program will take over. And I'll put a link in the description so you can read all of the questions to get some answers if you're wondering what's going on. The XFL announced last year, or earlier this year, I guess, that Las Vegas was going to get a team. And now they've announced there are 8 teams playing for next season. It's going to happen right after the Super Bowl. February 18th, 2023 is kickoff. The Las Vegas Vipers are the team that's going to happen, along with the Arlington Renegades, the DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks, Orlando Guardians, San Antonio Brahmas, which I like, Seattle Sea Dragons, and the St. Louis Battlehawks. I like all of those names before you trash them. I like them all. Yeah. And I like the Las Vegas Vipers, although apparently
are there Vipers in Vegas? No, there's no Vipers.
Yeah, it should be the Rattlesnakes or something. Good point.
The Rattlers. It should be the Las Vegas Rattlers. I don't understand what is with pro teams naming stuff that has nothing to do with the area. Like Detroit Lions. There's no Lions here. What's the point of that? Detroit Pistons. Makes sense. There's Pistons in cars. I get it. So why can't they just name it after something? But how many times do we have to launch these, knockoff NFL franchise things before we realize it's not good? Arena football, gone, besides Kurt Warner. XFL, been here and gone a couple times now. And I think they had something else for a little bit for a year or two that was out there. CFL, nobody cares. Like, let's just stop it, please.
Now you triggered all the Canadians out there after all of this. Yeah, I mean, it's minor league sports. Vegas is exploding with that, right? So some of these teams will make it, some of them won't. We also have arena football here as well.
How are you going to support arena football in this knockoff football?
The arena team did pretty well. That's in the new Dollar Loan Center in Henderson. So yeah, I don't know that they'll all last. The really weird thing is they don't know where they're going to play yet. They can't play at Allegiant Stadium. It's too big and too expensive. Sam Boyd Stadium, where the Rebels used to play, has been closed since the Rebels moved to Allegiant, so it's not even having any events. So it looks like maybe downtown Cashman Field, where the Las Vegas Lights play.
If UNLV can afford with that horrible football team to use the Raiders,
no, they get it for free. All they have to do is pay expenses. So that's part of the deal with the public financing. So they just have to pay basically to turn the lights on and everything. They don't pay rent.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know. This is just weird. I mean, in Dollar Loan, they're $47 popcorn. That's how come they are doing okay, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so Caesars and MGM, along with Bally's, also had earnings this week. We don't go in depth on those here. I will say that Mark Meltzer on Twitter, he's also writes for Play USA. He's really good at getting on the earnings calls and sharing tidbits, so highly recommend following him on Twitter. But basically, both companies did really well. Caesars reported record EBITDA, if I said that right, I hope. And MGM reported 93% occupancy in Q3, which is an insane number. And their average daily rate was up to like $227 a night, which was up 26% year over year. So we've talked about record prices on our last shows. Room rates are records. nothing changing. They're still making money.
Do you think of that 93% that they had 93% of rooms cleaned before people walked in?
No. No. Only 89% of the rooms were clean. So 4% of people walked into to a filthy room.
You got these people that want jobs that you haven't hired back from, the pandemic, and you're making record money. You could, one, bring them back, and two, you could pay them more. So to say, oh, it's a staffing issue, I don't buy it at all. You got people out there that want to work, and you have the means to pay them. Just do it, and then people won't complain about paying $300 a night for a room if it's clean and looks spotless and service is good. Restaurants are staffed and open and have good food. Like, if you provide all this, you can charge a premium, but they're cutting in it from both sides, from sure.
The other thing MGM did on their earnings was really emphasize how they're changing their entire business. Obviously, they sold off MGM Growth Partners to Vici, so they don't, that land-based sale gave them a lot of cash. They got accepted for that Osaka bid for a casino. Obviously, bought Cosmo, sold Mirage, sold the Gold Strike in Tunica, bought Leo Vegas, which is an online gaming arm out of Europe, I believe. All of that this year. So a significant transition for this company as they have a lot of cash. They are in pretty good position to sort of dominate the next phase of what they do as an operator and building in new markets like Japan. So MGM doing pretty good, at least according to them, Caesars as well. Lots of good stuff there. And the last bit of news is that Caesars is not selling a property now. They were playing with us all this time. I'm guessing they just wanted too much
Planet
money.
Hollywood.
Planet Hollywood stays. I'm guessing they just wanted too much money, right? And now as the economic uncertainty happens, I would imagine prices might be falling a little bit. But Flamingo stays in the family for now, Planet Hollywood, all the others.
And Cromwell, the best. Thank you.
Okay. So that's going to do it for us this week. Let us know what you think about any of this stuff. Are you as sick of Formula One as Mark is? The earnings calls, updates on the Mirage, and Tilman Fertitta taking that big stake in Wynn Resorts. What do you think he's going to do with it? Leave us a comment. If you like what we're doing here, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like I said, leave a comment. Everything we do, mtmvegas.com. We have 2 shows a week. Check out the other one. We'll see you back in a few days. Thanks for watching.
We need to get to 50K by the end of the year. Let's do it.
Let's do it.